introduce myself. My name is Aurelia Tamirin and I'm from Universitas, Indonesia. Today, I will tell you a story about the town mouse and the country mouse. I hope you like it. I don't mind admitting that I'm a simple sort of mouse. I live inside a nice, tiny house by the side of a field. My needs are not great. A few sunflower seeds or wet stalks will do me for a meal. In a special day, if I'm lucky enough, the farmer sometimes leaves me some crumbs of bread or cheese from his lunch. When I'm thirsty, I drink from the river near my house. And I swear that pure, cold water is the freshest, most delicious taste in the world. And for me, it's even better than a champagne. No. I don't mean that as a boast or figure of a speech. I've tried champagne once, so I know what I'm talking about. Well, how did a poor country mouse like me try champagne? I'll tell you about it. Once upon a time, in a shiny summer, I received a visit from my aunt, the town mouse. Everybody in my family know that Auntie Town Mouse is very rich and successful. She lives in a big house in the city. Well, to tell you the truth, I felt a little bit nervous. Will she like staying in my tiny house and eating my simple meals? Charming. Simply charming. That's what she said when I showed her around my house. At dinner, when I put some crumbs of cheddar cheese for her supper, she exclaimed, "Exactly what I wanted. Thank you, dear, for taking such good care of me." At night, she slept in my spare bed. And in the morning, when I asked her how had she slept, she said, "Splendid, just splendidly. This clear air countryside of yours is so restful." In fact, she was so full of praise by my country lifestyle that I asked her if maybe she was planning to retire to the countryside. But then she laughed, and I asked her if perhaps I had said something silly. My dear, this clear air countryside of yours is very well for rest. But let me tell you, the city is a place to live if you appreciate delicious luxury food, fine champagne, and also the most amazing cheese. Why, I take you for hospitality, but I would die of boredom if I live your life for more than a weekend. I was truly impressed by my aunt's word, and I couldn't stop thinking about the attractions of the city that she had described. And then, in the evening, when she was preparing to leave for home, she asked me something that I think I will only be dreamed about. She asked me if I wanted to go with her to the town. And also, she asked me if I wanted to try that amazing gorgonzola cheese. And oh my goodness, when she put it like that, how could I even resist? And so, that very evening, I traveled with my aunt to the town. When I first set eyes on my auntie house, I was truly impressed. The house is so big. It has so many beautiful white pillars, crystal chandeliers. And then she took me to the pantry where the remains of delicious, good-looking food were laid on the table. She insists that we should begin with a champagne. As I never tried it before, the bubble went straight to my head and it makes me dizzy for a very short moment. And for that very first impression, I'm gonna say that I don't like champagne. But then we tried the gorgonzola cheese, and Oh my goodness, she had been right. I had to live until I tried those amazing cheese. I'm going to take a large chunk in a flash, but then I saw a shadow moves in the corner. I was still stuffing myself when I quickly ran to hide. It was probably not very polite to run like that in the middle of a mouthful, but that action had saved my life. For that very moment, a terrible cat just showed up from nowhere from where I'd been sitting, enjoying my food. My aunt and I ran across the table, and then we jumped from the edge of the table and landed on the ground. But then the maid came in trying to squash us both. We made it to a tiny hole in the door pantry, but only just within a half an inch of being beaten to death. And then my aunt said, "Wow, that was close. Exciting or what?" I had to regain my breath before I could say, "Yes, a little too exciting for a poor country mouse, I'm afraid. I thank you for hospitality, but I must be off home now." "Yes, Auntie, you may have the luxuries that I have not, but I prefer my plain food and simple life in the country with security than living your life with fear." And that's how I learned that other people's lives are rarely quite as attractive as they sometimes make them appear to be. Poverty with security is always better than plenty in the midst of fear and uncertainty. Thank you.